Good morning, everyone. First of all, I'm wearing different headphones today. These have some bass. Those two intros really rock with these headphones. On the downside, I can't hear myself as well, so that's kind of irritating. Hey, everybody. I'm Doobie from Laughing Place, and this is Kyle, and we are here to do the Disney Morning Show, catch up on what's going on in the world of Disney. And otherwise, I am the co-founder of Laughing Place. Kyle is the managing editor, and Kyle wants to make sure everyone knows that today's shirt is provided by RSVLTS. It is a requirement that we make such a declaration, and therefore we do. Thank you very much, RSVLTS. One of my favorite shirts in my limited wardrobe. All right, so a lot to get you caught up with today. We're going to talk a lot of reviews. I love doing reviews here. No posters, unfortunately.
That we know
talk
of.
some so far.
Never know.
We're going to talk some Doctor Who today. So if you're a fan of Doctor Who, we have our Doctor Who expert who will be joining us not too long from now after we get through a couple of our bigger stories. But first, we start the way we always do, with Doobie looking for a video. Oh man, that bass, it's like boom, 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 boom. Pretty cool. Okay, the Disney stock price, Kyle. Today, let us say, I'm feeling like you're pretty on it today, so let me make it a challenge. Within 19 cents, what is the current Disney stock price?
I don't know. I was gonna say 91.50.
91.50.
Wow, this has never happened.
You didn't cheat.
I didn't cheat. No.
Let me refresh. I can't stand you being
Refresh.
right
I'm sure I'll be wrong.
Yeah, there we go. That's better. Anyway, wow, way to go, Kyle. That is. I'm gonna start keeping a new tally called perfect.
Do I get a share of stock for that?
No. Maybe once it goes down more. So you have 26 correct, 11 wrong, 1 perfect. Way to go, Kyle. All right. Yes, he gets both prize packages. He gets $100. He gets it all.
Nice.
Good morning. Welcome to a Wednesday edition of the LP Weather Update. Hardly dashing through the snow cause I bundled up too tight. Last minute, have to do a few cards, a few calls, cause it's RSVP. No thanks, no party lights. It's Christmas Eve, gonna relax. Turned down all of my invites. Last fall I had a night to myself. Same guy called, Halloween party. Waited all night for him to show. This time his car wouldn't go. Forget it, it's cold, it's getting late. Trudge on home to celebrate. In a quiet way, unwind. Doing Christmas right this time. Let's get to the weather. Anaheim will briefly crack 70 today with sunny and clear skies. Walt Disney World has already hit its high of 72 for the day and will slowly cool to an evening low of 65 tonight. Castaway Cay will see a few showers through the early afternoon followed by cloudy skies and temperatures near 80. You're not going to believe this, but it's raining in Disneyland Paris again. Luckily, showers should subside soon, leaving a cool evening in the mid-40s. Tokyo will top out at 57 tomorrow and will have partly to mostly cloudy skies throughout the day. Shanghai will be sunny tomorrow and will break into the 70s in the afternoon. Lastly, Hong Kong will be cloudy tomorrow and hang in the mid-70s. There's a low-end chance of rain in the afternoon and evening but should stay dry overall. Well, that's all for another Disney weather update. But before I go, I need to say happy 34th birthday to Taylor Swift. That means it's been 12 years since she wrote the song 22. Where does the time go? Anyway, bye for now.
Anyway,
I don't know.
I didn't touch it. No, I don't know what happened there. Anyway,
He said bye for now. I don't know what happened.
Okay. Hey, Rich, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. Rich from Mouse Fan Travel, our recommended travel partner. Okay, let's get started with the news. The first thing we're going to talk about are films being added to the National Film Registry. So 25 films have been added, 4 of which are at least owned by Disney at this point. Lady and the Tramp.
One of these things is not like the others.
Home Alone, great family movie. Nightmare Before Christmas, and 12 Years a Slave. So although I think deserving films, certainly National Film Registry isn't just about good films, but it's about landmark, shifting kind of things, which is why I made a point of looking through this list so I could find movies that made me go, huh? And I found 2.
Okay.
One, you tell me if you're on the same page as me, and maybe you have different choices. One, Fame, 1980. I remember the movie well. I can kind of see it. It was a huge deal at the time. Of course, a musical, more of an urban musical. So maybe I can see the culture shifts there and give it some credit. But this second one, Desperately Seeking Susan, 1985.
Get into the groove. You got to prove your love to me.
Rosanna Arquette, I believe, was her co-star in that. I remember the movie. It was a fun movie. I guess because it had a major, huge pop star play one of the lead roles, and that could be kind of groundbreaking in some way. But like you said, when I looked at this list, this was one of these things. It's not like the other. And at least of the 10 or so that I'm familiar with, that one stood out. Anyway, Apollo 13, that belongs. Next up on our agenda, we've got a trio of Lego Star Wars shorts now available. These are on YouTube. You can watch them for free, which is pretty cool. We've got, these are fun. Do you like the Lego Star Wars short, Kyle?
I haven't watched these shorts, but I've seen some of the specials they've done on Disney Plus. The first holiday special I thought was just okay, but the other two specials that they've come out with since I like.
So this year we've got Chewie's Holiday Cheer Up, follows Chewie's friends getting a Life Day surprise ready for their Wookiee bestie. We've got Tendu Treasures, has Yoda grabbing Padawans Kai and Lynn's to join him for some holiday decorating, and Twas the Night Before Life Day shows a White Bantha game on the Death Star, which may or may not be a smidge biased. They're always hilarious. They're always hilarious. So go check those out on YouTube. If you need links to them, I have something for you. There you go.
Here's a link.
Exactly. We embed those, so you don't actually have to click away. You can watch them on our thing. Next up, Avatar. Avatar 3 and 4. James Cameron has told us they are coming. Avatar 2 was perhaps, would you say Avatar 2 was Disney's bright spot at the box office in 2023?
Well, it opened in 2022, but yeah.
late 2022, right?
Yeah, it opened at like this time of year.
Yeah, so it made tons of money in 2023. And would you say that was Disney's last unqualified major hit? Did they have one in 2023?
I haven't been paying as much attention. I know I hear, Guardians, Mermaid, and now Elemental referred to as hits, but I don't know if those require qualification. I know like some of them could still be slightly disappointing because Disney has set so like, at a certain point you have to stop comparing to the previous one because, unworldly records.
Guardians made over 350 million, I guess, no qualification necessary. Little Mermaid, though, at under 300 million, I think that was a disappointment, even though both of those made more than Avatar this year. Obviously, Avatar made some last year. So I don't know. Anyway, Avatar 3, Avatar 4 underway. I have no reason to believe those won't be huge hits as well. And James Cameron gave an update on those to Variety. At least Variety did the reporting. First of all, I think the biggest news. Okay. Desperately Seeking Susan had 2 female leads and was written, produced, and directed by women. So transporting myself back to the mid-'80s, I can see why that has made the registry. That's an excellent point. Excellent.
And they need something to air on VH1 in the early days.
I'm going to have that song in my head all day long. Thank you, Kyle.
You're welcome.
Okay, so first of all, the biggest news that James Cameron said, and my mind was blown by this, Avatar 3 is right on track for a December 2025 release. I still would take the over on that, though.
Right on track for 2 years from now.
By now, though, I think Avatar 2 would have been even 2 years out from its expected release. It has already been delayed. He says the big advance in Avatar 3 is going to be greater character depth, new cultures, new creatures, plus more of what you would expect. And then Avatar 4, he said, is actually going to be set 6 years into the future. Or there's going to be a time jump of 6 years. So anyway,
which makes sense because it's taken 20 years to get to
I know.
Because it'll be 6 years in the future. So makes perfect sense.
Yeah, Avatar 4 is currently slated for a December 2029 release. Avatar 5, a December 2031, which would be 22 years after the original film. Avatar 2, Way of Water, 2.3 billion international, the third highest grossing film of all time, worldwide. Which is wow. I that blew me away. Avatar 1, I know why it was huge. It was so groundbreaking. Everyone had to see it in theaters. But it actually wasn't that great of a film. So I am shocked that Avatar 2 got people back to the theaters. Did not see that coming. Okay. Next up, just a quick point that the best sitcom ABC currently produces, Abbott Elementary, is coming back on February 7th. I guess they have written some episodes now. Better late than never. It is coming back. Are you a fan of Abbott Elementary?
Yeah, no, it's a fun show. And it'll have like 13 episodes this season. Good thing we don't have to buy DVD sets anymore. Those were always a ripoff. The Strike Year DVDs. Like, I have to pay that much money for like 6 episodes of Lost. Come on.
Luke, we're going to do some reviews and then we're talking Doctor Who. So get yourself in here if you're
Doctor
watching.
Who. He can love you better because he's got 2 hearts. Doctor Who. Doctor Who. Doctor Who. What you gonna do, Doctor Who? It's not a real theme song. It's a song by Nerf Herder that they used on Disney XD commercials for some reason.
Wow. Okay, we have 4 reviews today. Remember what we do at reviews. We read the headline, we read the conclusion. That tells you everything you need to know.
The actual conclusion, we can just read.
Yeah. I don't know why they bother to write the in-between, because that's everything. All right, so first up, we have James Cameron. True Lies. This is a digital release. This is by Alex Rife. Digital review. James Cameron, True Lies has never looked or sounded better. Starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jamie Lee Curtis. I saw this in theaters. This is a great action movie. Here are Alex's final thoughts. Oh, I have a message from Luke. Do you have the link? What? You need the link?
He doesn't have. I can send it to him, but you can read the thing.
I already got him the link. Too late.
Okay.
All right, final thoughts. Having recently revisited True Lies in standard definition when the 20th Century Series adaptation premiered earlier this year on CBS, I'm amazed by how incredible the film looks in this new 4K restoration. It's still the fun action comedy I remember, although the script is often a sign of the times it was produced in. I have a feeling this movie does not age well. Those unfamiliar with the film may need a reminder that it was made before 9/11 and prior to the Me Too movement. With an excellent new retrospective documentary and a treasure trove of still images, diehard fans, I thought it was True Lies, probably never thought this film would get such a nice re-release after so many years of being ignored. There you go. Have you seen True Lies, Kyle?
I have not. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies.
You have a song for every occasion, Kyle.
Tell me lies.
Next up, we have... Next up, we have what I consider the greatest pure action movie of all time. Maybe second behind Terminator 2. But I'm
Is it the best sequel of all time?
No.
The best second installment ever?
No. I would say Superman 2 for that.
Okay.
So, and 2 is not a pure action movie like Aliens is, and Aliens is just... Alien is maybe top 5 horror movie of all time, followed by top 2 action movies of all time. The man can direct. So we now have a digital release of Aliens. More James Cameron. Mike Celestino did this one, and he said, digital review, James Cameron's Aliens arrives on 4K with a jaw-dropping image, hours of bonus features. One image, I guess. All right, here we go. Also, this 4K release feels essential for any fan of Aliens, and I'm definitely glad to have it on digital. Though I'll probably also pick up the physical disc release in the spring because I'm Mike Celestino. With James Cameron's output still a going concern for Disney, considering his commitment to creating however many upcoming Avatar sequels in years to come, it's great to revisit his roots on early 20th Century Fox projects. And you certainly can't go wrong with the presentation and bonus features included here. This movie has so many fantastically memorable shots, scenes, and individual moments that I can't imagine owning it in anything but the best format possible.
You seem to imply that Alien was directed by James Cameron, but that one was Ridley Scott, and Aliens is James Cameron. Just so that I know you know, I'm just clarifying for the audience.
I am so glad I didn't actually say that, even though I would have if I were naming directors. But wow, that is true. Obviously, I do know that. And yeah, Ridley Scott made a great horror movie, and then James Cameron made just an insanely good action movie. Rich Ostry's favorite action movie is Rogue One. Rogue One is great. I would not call it a pure action movie. I put it more in the sci-fi fantasy camp. Me personally, that's how I genre the movies. And Gio cannot wait for the Little Golden Book of Alien. Is the Alien? Haha. I hope. Haha. Is the Alien series still coming? As far as you know?
Yeah, the Noah Hawley.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. The last two Alien movies have been disappointments, but I still have hope that we can get a great Alien series coming. All right, next up we have
Hey. Do we just turn into the Fonz?
I'm sorry, he put two titles in the headline, so I got confused for a second. But that's my stupidity. We're good. All right.
So what is it?
I'm coming. It's coming.
Hi.
I got flustered. We have a review of The Creator, which was kind of a big sci-fi-ish movie earlier this year, which got such mediocre reviews I never bothered to see it, but I'll see it on the small screen. This is again by Alex. 4K Blu-ray review. Gareth Edwards, The Creator, showcases how the Road One director is innovating filmmaking. The Creator wasn't necessarily a film I felt I had to own when I saw it in theaters, but having revisited the film on home video, I found I liked it a lot more the second time around. Great, now I got to watch it twice. With an inspiring making of documentary, fans will not only relive the film through new eyes, but will also be eager to see what Gareth Edwards' next film has in store. It's not the most inspiring, positive review of all time. All right, our last review, and this is actually some new content. This is something that is direct to Disney Plus via Nat Geo. Okay, just want to. It's called The Mission, and I actually popped this on TV a couple of days ago and then popped it off. But after reading this review, I may pop it back on. It is called The Mission. It is on Nat Geo. This review is by Marshall Knight. Review, National Geographic's The Mission. Marshall, feel free to embellish your headlines. The final paragraph. John Child's story is heartbreaking, but one of his own making. This is a story about a missionary who went to a tribe that was basically cut off from the rest of the world to try to do what missionaries do, and then he ended up being killed. I don't know any details beyond that, but just to give you some context here. The documentary does a valiant job of highlighting his own delusion in his missionary work, along with the individuals around him that never push back on his bad decision making. Yet you still leave with a strong level of empathy towards Child's story. Is this actually an individual's choices or a larger conglomerate of ideals that led John to his demise? Being able to zoom into the individual, then zoom out to view the larger entities creating these harmful mindsets leads to an incredibly watchable piece of non-fiction storytelling. The Mission, a documentary currently on Disney Plus. All right.
Sounds like Grizzly Man.
It does, in a sense. Depending on your point of view, you might say it's a higher purpose than getting close to grizzly bears. But yes, ultimately, it sounds like Grizzly Man. All right, let us bring on. Are you ready down there?
Yeah, slow thumbs up. That's what we like.
Yeah, I hope that's not a sign of a delay in audio.
It's not a Celestino
situation.
We're bringing on the one and only Luke Manning. He's British.
Hey, Luke, how you doing? You're muted. He's British and he's muted.
Hello. I don't know why that was muted. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you. Rocking the horizontal stripes. Nice.
Horizontal stripes.
What color is that? Like a pink and a orange?
Yeah, it's pink and yellow. It's from Target and purchased by myself. I don't get free shirts.
It's very citrusy. It's like a grapefruit and an orange, sort of.
I always get told I look like I think his name is Ness from Animal Crossing when I wear this.
That sounds like a Geo reference. Geo, does he look like Ness?
I feel like
it's his last.
I feel like you're an actual Floridian now with that shirt on.
Yeah, I'll take it. You should see when I have my like coconut Hawaiian shirt and flamingo Hawaiian shirt on.
Do you have flamingos on your lawn yet?
Maybe my mom's actually like really into flamingos, so I'm sure we have. I don't know if we have any on the lawn, but we've got a lot of flamingo stuff on the inside.
Yeah. Luke lives at home. Okay. I had no idea. I mean, nothing wrong with that. I was just then wondering why did Luke move to Florida? Now I know. All right, Luke. What's going on in the world of first of all, I need to put up a banner real quick, and then you can tell me what is wrong with this banner. Luke is good. What is wrong with this banner, Luke?
Yeah, so I spoke to Kyle about this a couple of times, and my nomenclature nerdiness just had to get in on it. But you don't refer to Doctor Who in the shortened phrase. It's always just the word Doctor. It's how it's always been.
And he's referred to as the Doctor. That's his.
Yes, and never called the Doctor Doctor Who, because his name isn't Doctor Who. His name is the Doctor.
All right. Well, thank you for letting me know that. So you mentioned that.
You're so
now I'm wondering about this. I don't know if this is canon. So we're actually going to get to Doctor Who at some point, but I just did a quick search, and this came up. Doctor Who and the Daleks.
So that is not canon, actually. That is when Doctor Who first started in the 1960s, the second ever serial featured the debut of the Daleks, which is one of the most popular elements of the show. And basically, they're like kind of an allegory for Nazis, and done in robot fashion.
Exterminate.
Yes, everyone knows the exterminate. Really popular, so they remade the first two Dalek serials completely independent of the BBC, with two like big brash color movies that starred Peter Cushing, who some of you may know as he was Grand Admiral Tarkin in A New Hope, and yeah, that was the weird movies that he's referred to as Doctor Who in that. Very different, strange movies, but yeah, they don't have anything to do with the actual canon of the show.
So much so that
now, here's the real question, Doobie. If you type in DR Who on Disney Plus, will it work?
Oh, that is a good point.
Let's all find out together.
Knowing Disney Plus.
Hello, Disney Plus. Come on. All right. No, we know Doctor Who comes up. Let's verify that. DR period Who. Ah, I'm so disappointed. Oh, what were we looking for the other day? Oh, prep and landing. Nope, word hasn't gotten out. Okay, all right, let's get to what's going on with Doctor Who. All I know is 3/4 of this site that I co-created more than 20 years ago is now dominated by Doctor Who, and I did not see this coming. So tell me why.
Yeah, I to be fair, I didn't see it coming either. And my line of thought on that is, Disney is a co-producer on Doctor Who, so they lend some money towards the production of things. And now I think of it, in a similar vein to how we cover Star Wars and how we cover Marvel. It's just one big part of the Disney family.
Sometimes they release 10 clips at once.
Yeah. So with the current era of the show, the previous era, when Jodie Whittaker was in the role of the Doctor, it wasn't very advertising heavy. They like to keep a lot of things close to their chest and not have a lot of spoilers. But with the return of Russell T Davies as the showrunner, he's very big on advertising, getting the show out there in every way possible, bringing back behind the scenes features and stuff like that. So like here in America, we're able to see some of the behind the scenes stuff they release on YouTube, but on the BBC in England, they have like a full show called Doctor Who Unleashed, which gives it's hosted by a presenter, and it gives a whole like breakdown of the episode that you just saw after the fact. So,
Oh wow! Oh,
yeah.
kind of like after Walking Dead.
Yeah, same sort of idea. I guess it's kind of like the assembled things that they do for some of the Marvel projects, except you get it right after it airs.
So, how big is Doctor Who in England? Can you somehow help us Yanks understand?
Yeah, so I mean, Doctor Who is a huge part of society there, and it's something that, like, even if you don't know or like Doctor Who, you know of it, and you know of the iconography of the TARDIS, the Daleks, the Cybermen, that kind of thing. It was popular throughout the 60s and the 70s. The 80s started to see a decline, and then the show got canceled in 1989, and then you kind of have, it's referred to as the wilderness years from 1990 to 2004, when there was no Doctor Who other than a TV movie. And but ever since the show came back, it's gone through like waves of popularity, and I would say that the most popular it ever got in England was the David Tennant years. And Matt Smith was still kind of popular. You started to see a slow decline with Peter Capaldi and Jodie Whittaker. But I mean, a lot of that also comes down to like changing in viewing habits, and things being on the iPlayer, the BBC iPlayer. So yeah, it is still really popular. I've seen some viewing figures for the UK for the first two specials, and I think it got around, including like the week's worth of figures on the iPlayer, I think it got around 8 million, which for this day and age is pretty well. The only two shows that beat it were Strictly Come Dancing, which is the England's version of Dancing of the Stars, and I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, which is a big like Survivor type show. So other than that, these specials as they aired, the 60th anniversary specials have been really, really well received and popular viewing.
The population of the UK is 67 million as of 2021. So that's like an eighth of the population of the country.
Yeah. That's pretty big numbers.
So for America, that would be 300 divided by 8. Okay, so what's on Disney Plus right now for Doctor Who fans?
Yeah, so right now we have the three 60th anniversary specials that have debuted. They see at the last special prior to these debuting was back in 2022. We saw Jodie Whittaker's Doctor regenerate surprisingly into David Tennant, who played the 10th Doctor back in the late 2000s, mid to late 2000s. And now he's back, and part of the mystery of these three specials is kind of why this face came back. He immediately bumps into, at the beginning of the first special, his old companion Donna Noble, who you can see on the screen, played by Catherine Tate. She's a very popular comedian in England, but she was in Doctor Who before, and she kind of surprised everyone, myself included, with just how good she was in a dramatic role. And the same is completely true here. So the first special is called The Star Beast, and it's kind of like a fun, family-friendly romp to kind of reintroduce everyone to these characters, get everyone back into the story. Second one is called Wild Blue Yonder, and this one is a little bit more of a character piece. The only actors in the majority of the special are David Tennant and Catherine Tate, and they kind of play off of versions of themselves. And then the final special is called The Giggle, and this is the big like finale hoo-ha. We have Neil Patrick Harris in it, which is a pretty big get for Doctor Who this new era. He had worked with Russell T Davies before, so I think that was part of why he came into this. But he plays a character called the Toymaker, who is an adversary the Doctor hasn't fought since the 1960s. He appeared in one TV special played by, or it wasn't a special, it was a story played by Michael Gough. He played Alfred in the original Batman movies with Michael Keaton. But now that role is played by Neil Patrick Harris, and he is phenomenal in it. Watching his villainous turn, it's just camp fun greatness. You get a lot of fun callbacks to the past. Some surprise characters return, and in the end, I won't say how, but we do get introduced to the new Doctor who will be taking on the reins of the show for the foreseeable future, and that is Ncuti Gatwa, who has been in shows like Sex Education, I think is the main thing he's known for on Netflix. And he was also in Barbie over the summer, which is a pretty big get there. And yeah, so he will make his proper full debut in his first special on Christmas Day, called The Church on Ruby Road. So there he is. In one of his many costumes that you'll see him in over the course of the next season.
And this is why we had like behind this, the reason we've been seeing so much on the site is we had behind the scenes stuff for the previous special, as well as now we're getting sneak peeks for the next special. So like I
all
saw,
within a couple of days of each other.
Yeah, the 15th Doctor's new sonic screwdriver, and then there was a clip of like a song that's going to be in the new one.
Yeah, that's one of the fun things. So it's a thing called the Goblin Song, and it's got lyrics by Russell T Davies and then music from the show's composer Murray Gold, and it's this song, a full blown musical number that's going to be in the middle of the special about goblins eating babies, and it's fun. It's camp. It's crazy. It's so fun. Her name has unofficially, but officially, they confirmed it today, Janice Goblin. Great name.
I get it.
Yeah.
I have a question about Neil Patrick Harris, though.
Yeah.
How often does the show have American actors on it? I feel like that's got to be fairly rare.
Yeah, not a very common thing. Usually, you would get English actors doing okay American accents. There have been a few that not any that I can think of off the top of my head name wise. I can think of a few.
Special that went to America, right?
Yeah, but I think again it was majorly English actors, and sometimes they seem to use Canadian actors a lot more than American.
Yeah, they're part of the Commonwealth.
Yeah. This new era is going to see a lot of American actors, because we have in the new season we have Jinx Monsoon from RuPaul's Drag Race. She's going to be appearing. Jonathan Groff, the voice of Kristoff in Frozen, he'll be in the show. And then that's just out of people that we have confirmed so far. So.
How many more specials is this the last one for Christmas?
So yeah, this is the last. Christmas specials were a huge thing for Doctor Who since the show came back in 2005. And there was one every year from 2005 up to 2017. The new era switched that over to being New Year's specials, which was kind of a controversial thing among Doctor Who fans at the time. So we haven't had a true Christmas special since 2017. So this will be the first one. And then we'll get a full season of 8 episodes with Ncuti Gatwa, and then also with Millie Gibson as the new companion, Ruby Sunday, which great name, fantastic name, I love that. And that will be they haven't confirmed, probably in the spring sometime. I'm sure we'll probably get a date or a month at the end of the Christmas special.
I'm impressed that you said season instead of series. Good job.
You have taught me on that one.
That was one of the few Britishisms that I caught when he first started. I'm like, yeah, we say season here. You got it.
Yeah.
I
I think that's only because of Doctor Who itself. Just because I'm used to it being called series through that.
Yeah.
Well, Luke, obviously you write all the Doctor Who stuff on our site. You recap all the episodes, right?
I try to, yeah.
And you'll continue that once it actually debuts in the spring, I presume, all our episode recaps?
Yeah, unless someone's taken over, but I don't see that, so.
You're going to start doing a weekly recap Doctor Who show on YouTube live, right?
Who knows?
Right? I just came up with that one on the spot. I don't have that power, so I
Who
probably shouldn't
knows?
have done that.
I've seen that episode.
Yes.
That was called The Day of the Doctor. It played in theaters in America, and I went to go see it. But it it had 3 past Doctors. Is that right?
Yeah, 2 for the majority. I mean, 2 past Doctors, the current Doctor, but 1 Doctor that we didn't know was a Doctor until that point. Yes.
Yeah, the War Doctor, and then it had the close up of Peter Capaldi's eyes. That was our first look at him as the Doctor.
Yeah, no, I remember watching that at home and being like, "Whoa, I didn't expect that." I love those.
I love it. I love listening to you talk Doctor Who much more than I enjoy watching Doctor Who. So I'm glad you're here.
You watched the first special, right?
Well, let's see. Let's go to Disney Plus again.
And see how far you got
percent.
through on it.
And let's type Doctor Who. I'm going to type the short way because I know it works. And go to special 1. And farther than I remembered, 36 minutes remaining. Got maybe a third through, maybe even a little more than a third through.
Just skip to the third one, see what you think. It might be just wild enough for you to be like, okay.
The third one is a lot of fun. The second one is definitely like you need to have some sort of knowledge.
Luke didn't really care for the second one as much.
Yeah, it was good, but it was a lot smaller of a piece than the other 2.
It was weird, and also like, I mean, I called it pretty early. I'm like, oh, I know what's happening here before it's revealed. So, I mean, obviously not everything, but like, I knew what the.
Yeah, it
took
me a minute there, but I got to it. I figured it out pretty quickly.
Here's a problem I have. I will say it. I have many problems, but when I was young, say in my 10 years old or so in the very early 80s, maybe even late 70s, Doctor Who was on in reruns on channel 52 back in Los Angeles. You had to go to UHF 52. You'd switch there. You were hoping for Electric Company. Sometimes it was Doctor Who. You were extremely disappointed. And I hated it back then because it was in black and white and for no other reason. So whenever I even think Doctor Who, this is what comes in my head. And I can't get past it.
Those are the Daleks.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's surprising too because, Doctor Who was in black and white until 1969. So you must have just lucked out with airings of a lot of older episodes.
I don't think Channel 52 was putting up the money to get first run episodes of Doctor Who. So
yeah, I mean,
in
those days, it was PBS getting them, maybe 6 months, a year after they'd aired in England.
I don't know why they were so old, but maybe I'm older than I remember. So yeah, we would get random episodes of PBS at odd hours. So yeah, any word on the older episodes be on Disney Plus, or where can you stream them?
Yeah, I know. There's Disney Plus is only going to have the new specials produced with Disney Plus as a partner. So if you want the revival era, which is from 2005 up until last year, you will have to go to Max for that. And then if you want and this is in the US, obviously, if you want the classic series, which is the majority of episodes that still exist, because there are quite a few that are missing, then you will go to BrickBox, which is the BBC ITV streaming service that they have here in the US.
There's also a Pluto channel of classic era Doctor Who.
Yes, there is. Yeah, so you can happen to catch whatever episode happens to be on. I don't know if they have an on-demand thing for that.
I haven't. I don't know if they have on demand, but I know that there's a channel.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you so much, Luke, for being with us today. I'm not going to let you leave just yet. We spent a little longer on Doctor Who than I planned to, and I'm very happy about that. So got a couple of stories here. I'll just save them from tomorrow. They're not too timely. We do have some breaking news here. I'll go ahead and put that out. We have a premiere date for season 2 of Devil Dinosaur.
See, I went to drum along to it, and I couldn't because no one pressed it.
And
I
the
wasn't
poster,
sure until he
that's
brought up the poster, and then I was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, Doobie!"
right.
Cart before horse.
Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, of course, which is a pretty cool show. I've seen one episode at an event, but it was a good episode, and if I watch cartoons, I would watch it. But it is coming back on February 2nd on Disney Channel and Disney XD, February 2nd, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, season 2 of Marvel's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. And new episodes will be available to stream on Disney Plus beginning Saturday, February 3rd. So the very next day. So there you
See,
go.
this is one where I'm like, who covers it? It's a cartoon, so does Tony take it? But it's Marvel, so does Matt take it? Like,
I think
crossing.
Tony takes it, right? Yeah, I think animation.
I think Mac did the first one, the first season.
Oh, really? Okay, probably for the best. Tony's Tony. Okay, let us save that. Let us just go to this day in Disney history, and you have some help today, Kyle.
Cool.
Why did I hit that?
No, just a minute.
All right, everyone knows this one. It's a headline on our site. On this day in Disney history, one of the
Everyone knows
all-time
what
Disney
Doctor Who is.
legends.
Um,
One of the
again,
all-time Disney legends was born. 98 years old today. Dick Van Dyke was born. A national treasure, truly a national treasure. On this day I'm a little unorganized today.
On this day in Disney history, this is the theme song that plays while we're waiting.
It's a lesson for you and me.
On this day in 1941. No. Wrong date. Sorry.
It's like, I don't know, 10 days after Pearl Harbor? Actually, less than a week, 6 days.
On this day in 1941, a Disney actor was born. My wife would get this. Gio might get this. I'd be shocked if either one of you get this. He's an actor. He's a singer. He's a presenter, to use the vernacular of the Brit in our audience. His live-action Disney credits include The Happiest Millionaire, the one and only genuine original family band. He is...
No? I feel like Luke had a chance, I thought.
Is it Fred McMurray?
You're at least in the right something.
The name,
But no, it's not.
that's the only name I can connect to the absent-minded professor.
I know him better as a host of, what show was it? Was it Real? No, it was, dang it. Was it That's Incredible? Yeah, it was That's Incredible. Does that help you guys at all?
Never heard of it.
You've never heard of That's Incredible?
Never.
Kyle, please tell me you've heard of That's Incredible.
I mean, it sounds familiar, but I couldn't tell you anything about it.
Gio, have you heard of That's Incredible? This is so painful. Anyway, the actor we're referring to is John Davidson. Have you heard of John Davidson?
Nope.
Do you recognize this face?
Nope.
Kinda.
Dang it. All right.
When did the show That's Incredible air?
It was an early 80s show.
Okay, I was born in 1994 in another country.
I realize. You've heard of Doctor Who in another country. That helps. It was a show. It was a John Davidson, Sarah Purcell, Fran Tarkington, and it was incredible things. Like
Fran Tarkington?
Yeah, the one and only, the football player.
Okay.
Things like that's where domino tumbling first became big here, because they would have these huge domino sets and show you how someone, or a yogi who could get himself inside of a really small square, people who shoot guns and catch them in their teeth, even though it's not real, but they should, or jumping over a moving car, things like that. Just, that's incredible. was like the catchphrase. Check it out. I'm sure there's some on YouTube.
So it's like America's Got Talent, but without the contest.
Yes, that is a great description, and without the father of half the world.
Without the emotional singing.
All right. On this day in 1957, an actor was born that you guys have heard of, even if it's not for his Disney work, which includes Home on the Range and Monsters, Inc. Some of his non-Disney work includes... Who? No.
John Goodman?
It is not John Goodman. Some of his non-Disney work includes Boardwalk Empire, Reservoir Dogs,
Steve Buscemi.
Yes, it is Steve Buscemi. Way to go. He definitely has a type.
So he shares an exact birthday with my mother-in-law.
Really?
Born on this day in 1957.
Who shares a birthday with Dick Van Dyke. And I wonder if she knows who John Davison is. Why don't you find out today?
Probably.
Your task for today. And another person also shares this birthday, 1967. I don't want to give you the movie because it's such a dead giveaway. He is the star of the movie, and you instantly think of it. So I will just say he is one of the great actors of our time. I have to give you the movie. Soul.
Jamie Foxx?
Jamie Foxx. Happy birthday, Jamie Foxx, who was born on this day in 1967.
He voiced the first Black Pixar character. Do you know who voiced the second?
Oh.
Tina Fey. If you've seen the movie, technically it's true.
I have seen the movie, but not well enough to remember that. Really.
They switched bodies. So.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Do they switch bodies while in the soul identities?
She plays him for a bit.
Huh.
All right, so we are definitely going to have that as a trivia question on Saturday's DT. That's very funny. All right, on this day, we've got a movie release this time. Whoa, don't look down, don't look down, don't look down. Okay, we've got a movie release this time. 1971. I will read you the synopsis. In 1940, an eccentric young English spinster becomes an apprentice blank. With the help of 3 children and her unwitting mentor, she finds a magical spell on the legendary island of Nabumbu. Then uses it to rout a band of German commandos intent on invading Luke's England. What is that film, Kyle?
I know what it is. Do you know what it is?
I don't. Go for it.
Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
Bedknobs and Broomsticks is correct.
Never seen it, but I know of a lot of it.
I haven't seen it either, but it is well known for having the longest song in the history of movies, Portobello Road, which started when this movie was released in 1971 and is yet to come to a conclusion.
They play on Pirates 3.
Exactly. Finally, on this day in 2003, a sequel was released. I believe this was a direct-to-video sequel. It's not a huge franchise, but I think it also had a television series.
I could see it.
Does that help you?
Being able to see it? Yeah, Kronk's New Groove.
Kronk's New Groove. Sorry about that. Kronk's New Groove debuted on this day in 2000, and I need you to get better with my screen shares. All right. I have
Kingdom
one more
of the
thing
Kronk
today.
could have also been the title. Because it was
seen that
Kingdom of the Sun. Okay.
Oh, that's very good. Yeah. All right, I've got a pocket pick. Kyle, you want to play the video while I get this ready?
Yeah, let me do that for you as soon as I'm not vamping at all.
Hey, this is David Henry from Wizards of Waverly Place, and
David
you're
Henry.
watching
Shut up.
the Cowboys.
You should not play it before I solve the puzzle and actually
Go Cowboys!
Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys is right. This is a cowboy pocket pick with a Disney connection that made me so happy when I saw it this morning
Hey, this is David Henry from Wizards.
that I forgot to unmute.
Hey, this is David Henry from Wizards of Waverly Place, and you're watching
One more time.
the
It's
Cowboys.
playing. It's fine.
I'm going to rewind this thing so I can enjoy it too.
Okay.
Very fun.
Hey, this is David Henry from Wizards of Waverly Place, and you're watching the Cowboys. Let's go, Cowboys!
That's a pentagram.
Don't ruin my star. The Cowboy
He's
star.
also the son on How I Met Your Mother.
Really? He's much younger.
Yeah. That's why he doesn't age. He shot everything back in the second season, and they stuck to that ending 8 years later.
No matter what. They had to stick to that ending. They had no
They
choice.
could have
because they had
not
filmed it.
really. It's
What
stupid.
did you think of the ending of How I Met Your Mother?
I hate it. It's so stupid. The whole there's so much bad about it. You spent an entire season on like a 3-day thing leading up to Barney and Robin's wedding, and then you break them up like 20 minutes into the next episode. Like, why did I just sit and watch this?
How about you? Do you have any feelings on How I Met Your Mother?
I've seen the odd episode, but it's not something I've watched that much of.
Oh, I was going to say, what do you watch? But Doctor Who. All right. What's your favorite American narrative television show?
Man, yeah, I don't really know. I haven't really thought about it because I mean, if I go back into like shows that have stuck with me since my childhood, aside from Doctor Who, my number 2 like big favorite show would be Dragon Ball Z, and that's not American.
Wow. Okay. All right. This is somewhat new. This looks better. This is the Cabins at Fort Wilderness. This looks better than it did in the original concept art they gave us. This looks a little more rustic, don't you think, Kyle?
It does. It also, yeah, it definitely looks different.
It looks
Yeah.
more a little more wooden than shipping container in this.
I'm going to bring up the original real quick. So, yeah, that is an improvement. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can I share a quick update to a story we covered yesterday?
Yeah, please.
So we didn't notice it at the time, but we found out later that those emails from Bob Iger, the URL has your name in it, and it just says name equals. It's very dangerous.
No, that is not how it does that.
That is how it does that. Do you wonder how we shared a Bob Chapek addressed letter on our Twitter yesterday? Yeah, you can put in any name, or even maybe not a name, anything you want. So I put in a name, and then I made a tiny URL so that my friend wouldn't see what it was ahead of time, and I sent it to him, and it was hilarious.
This company in tech.
I'm excited to know off air what that was.
I'm blown away by that. Wow. I forgot
Ruby
to
would have
check
coded
that.
it better.
They're just put a code and a database and a lookup. Don't just put the name right there.
Yeah.
What was I going to ask you? Oh yeah, what did we ask him about as a reply? Oh, Air Buddies, right?
Yeah.
I just want to see if I've gotten a response on that yet. As of now, I have not received a response. Should I follow up, you think, or is that too soon? I don't want to be pushy.
You should email Chapek, see what he says.
I'm clicking on this URL. Yeah, name equals Eugene. Not even. There.
Yeah, change it to something else real fast. Change it to, I don't know, something funny. And then we can show it and see how manipulable. But like that still does the animation and everything.
Go. It's to Luke. He's British. That's pretty cool. They know you well, Luke.
British.
Luke Hess British.
I'm not sure if I can put the apostrophe in there. That can mess up URL sometime. Nope, it worked. Okay.
Wow. See, at least they got that advanced programming.
Well, see, now I want to do some. No, I don't. There's more than just. whenever you have stuff in a URL, there's things you can put in there to try to hack things, but I'm not a hacker, so I'm sure they've
You're a
got.
white hat hacker.
No, I can't hack. I honestly can't hack it all. Not one bit.
You can't hack it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
But I do want to see what happens. I put in like something really long.
Ajax error.
Oh, so I know it doesn't wrap. It cuts off. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, wrapping would be hard because there's no
So you
room.
can't add a whole nother paragraph at the beginning.
I wonder if you can do emojis.
Ladies and gentlemen, the news.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mambo number 5.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
Unlikely.
That worked. That's good. Oh. More trouble possible. All right, we're done here. Thanks, Luke, for joining us. I know you're a busy guy. Appreciate it very much.
Very
Thanks
busy
everyone
guy.
for joining us. It is a one-show Wednesday, is it not, Kyle?
It's one show Wednesday, as far as I know. Unless there's big breaking news, you never know. Ring the bell. Maybe we'll come back.
Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow morning. Do some of those stories we had to skip today because it was a lot of Doctor Who. Love the Doctor Who talk. Thanks a lot, Luke. We'll be
Hey, you're welcome.
back tomorrow morning.